One thing I love about doing videos for this channel is mixing the old with the new. In my last video I did a video about the story of Geordies, how they are and where the term comes from, going back 300 years of Tyneside history. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But also the new as well, and there's some amazing news. I'm chuffed to bits that Stack is returning to Newcastle city centre. If you don't know what Stack is, it's a kind of a social hub made up of shipping containers, and those shipping containers are converted into bars and food vendors, but there's also usually a central courtyard area with a teepee and a stage where you can have music and entertainment, but also live screens for sport as well. Personally, I absolutely loved it, so I'm chuffed to bits with the news that Stack is returning, but there's a short-term location plan and a long-term location plan. In this video, I'm going to discuss them both. It's coming up. Welcome back, my name's Eddie from Tyneside Life. If you're new here, I cover all things interesting that's going on in Newcastle and the general Tyneside area, whether it's football, history or culture. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification every time I release a new video. So yes, Stack is coming back to Newcastle. Personally, I'm dead excited. I'm at this location, just in case you're not aware, behind me where that development is going on. That's the location of the old Stack, which is on the junction of Pilgrim Street and Newbridge Street West, and it was here for about 4 years and closed down in May this year. I think about 3 million people passed through its doors. It was hugely popular, and I absolutely loved it for many reasons. It's free to get in, but I especially love going on a Saturday afternoon. There's live music on, it's free, but popular music as well that everybody likes to have a little bit of a jump up and down to. And the crowd that got in there were just for all sorts of ages and genres, and just old, the young, it doesn't matter who you were, young people dressed up to the nines, but young people coming in their tracksuits, shoppers passing by, young couples, really old couples. It just had a real vibe about the place. There was never any bother that I saw. Everybody was loving it. Great music. The beer was a little bit pricey, I have to admit, but for me, I mean, I've been around a bit, but that was just the best place I've ever socialised in, especially on a Saturday afternoon before 7 o'clock, when the kind of out crowd started to come out and the vibe changed a little bit. Not in a bad way, it was just a bit different. But yeah, it's coming back. In this video, like I said, I'm going to talk about Neil Winch, the CEO of Daniele Holdings Group, who also owns Stack, and he's talked about the new location where it's going to be for the next 12 months or so. I should also mention that Stack wasn't entirely popular with everybody. There's a block of flats nearby here, just a couple of 100 metres down the road called Berwick Court, and some of the residents there weren't very happy about the noise pollution on weekends, as you can imagine, and the Newcastle councillor Jane Byrne has put her objections in when the old Stack was here and the new Stack, because of those noise problems, but it looks like it's going ahead. So I can't comment personally on whether it was causing problems for residents, but I thought it just for the sake of balance, just mention that. Anyway, let's head out to the new location and let's find out what it's all about. So I'm excited to reveal that the new Stack location is right here, directly behind me. It's in the Stevenson quarter of Newcastle, facing 4th Street, literally right behind the central station, about a 5-minute walk as you get off the metro. It's nestled in between the Crown Plaza Hotel and the Royal Mail building. Now, planning application went in on the 30th of September, just a few days ago, for temporary use of this land, because currently it's being used by the railway people. I don't know exactly what for, but they're confident of getting this land for about 12 or 13 months to use the old shipping containers like they did on Pilgrim Street for the bars and the food vendors. But there's going to be 2 teepees this time, plus I think the Hadrian's teepee, which is kind of a Christmas themed teepee tent, but also they're going to have the stage and the screen and the open area in the middle. So much the same as it was in Pilgrim Street. Really excited about that. They're confident when they get the go-ahead that it will be up in time for Christmas. I'm guessing, but I'm not anticipating it being up and ready for the World Cup. I'm not sure if that's the intention, but nonetheless, I'm really excited about this Stack coming up for the next year or so, because Newcastle have sorely missed the Stack that it brought to Newcastle for those 4 years, because it was just such a thriving social hub in Newcastle. So this is brilliant news. Saying that, I don't know how the residents or those who are going to be using the Crown Plaza Hotel are going to feel about it, with the music on weekend nights. I'm sure that's all been thought of and catered for, but nonetheless, Newcastle badly needs a facility like this, and this is where it's going to be. But as I say, this is just the short-term solution to Stack. There is a longer-term solution of about 20 years, and we're going to head to that location right now. So now we'll come on to the location for the long-term plans or ideas for a Stack, and in July the Evening Chronicle did an article about this, where Warwick Chambers, that building directly behind me, the building from the 1800s, a grade 2 listed building, it's been derelict for years and years, is now, it's proposed and planned by Neil Winch and Danielle Holdings Limited to convert it, not as a direct relocation of the old Stack, but as a kind of a permanent feature on a 20-year lease. That's not technically going to be a Stack, because it's not going to be shipping containers, but it's going to be converted into sort of split into 3 levels, 8 bars, 7 food vendors, a couple of function rooms, a cafe, but also it's got a central courtyard in there, so they use that as well for the stage area and a screen as well. So really exciting. Now that's not official, it hasn't been announced that that's going to happen yet. My understanding is that planning permission has been given the nod, but because the short-term one is going to be there for about 12 or 13 months, I'm not an expert at these things, but anything can happen in property development, I suppose, in 12 or 13 months, so they're not going to announce that yet. But this is what the Chronicle reported. Warwick Chambers on Pilgrim Street here, where there's all sorts of development going on, which with the rehoming of the 9,000 HMRC staff from Benton. So there's grade A office blocks being built here. The fire station just to my right there is going to be converted into a 5-star hotel, but also leisure retail facilities and coffee shops, etc. So it's an exciting time for this particular area of Newcastle, and no more so than having some sort of Stack area being used in the old Warwick Chambers there right behind us. So there we go, exciting news, but let me know what you think about Stack, whether you used to go to the old one, what you thought of it, or what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what you think about this new location on the short term, but also the potential of the long-term site as well. Give us your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and as well, of course, please subscribe, so you help build this channel and allows me to showcase the Geordie nation to the rest of the world. Until next time, catch you later.